Hello, beings of love and light. Are you ignoring your heart? You're unhappy, discontented with life, job, relationships? Have you been receiving signs and symbols sort of randomly and unusual synchronicities? Hi, I'm Samantha Vidal, a women's spiritual empowerment coach who helps empaths on their journey to self-trust and owning their gifts. So have you been seeing repeating numbers, animals, repeating words over and over again, even overhearing conversations from someone else that you can relates to your life? These are whispers from your heart and soul that's been trying to get your attention to make you shift. Ignoring them will lead to an existential crisis in your life. So some of the things related, this is part of the awakening stage, sort of the first two stages. Ignoring your discontentment with life that can lead to your existential crisis. So that unhappiness and chaos. So some of the things you might be experiencing, and your higher self is trying to signal to you it's time. And you might be feeling fearful, you might be procrastinating, feeling stuck, can't see the options, things feel too hard. What if energy of the unknown, the sort of the energy that you can be feeling. It's easier to keep doing the same old, just because you've got the momentum going there, not making any changes, then maybe making some small changes, but not really feeling totally committed to them, complaining a lot, not being able to change it. And then the whispers from the higher self and the universe get louder. So one of the things I experienced with this was, I remember working in a hair salon. So I've been doing hair and makeup for years in theater, and then I decided to take a part-time job in a nursing home. I ended up manifesting it. I needed something that was just a few mornings a week. I ended up finding that, writing that out, manifesting it, writing it out, and got the job the same day. So the job was great in the beginning. I even manifested the perfect scenario. It was really unreal, but it was cool. But I learned a lot there, and a lot about people and a lot about spirit. It really kind of helped me connect more, figure out spirit. So that was really cool. But around the second year, the job started to shift. The boss that I thought was great started to change things, change the rules. I went from hourly to commission, which you can't really do in a nursing home because you spend a lot of your time portering and going to get the seniors and bringing them to the hair salon, as opposed to having them just being able to show up. So sometimes you spend some of that time because they've got their different other schedules that you need to work around. So you spend a lot of time portering, not necessarily doing hair. So doing it on commission didn't make sense at all. But I still stayed and kept doing the job, even though I was unhappy and I was complaining. It was really time to go because I learned what I needed to learn probably in the first year. I didn't need to actually stay beyond that, but being an empath and being super loyal, I stayed. And because I wanted it to be different than what it was. That's part of our empathic way. We want something to change and shift it, make it better. But it was time to leave. And so I was not listening to my heart. And so sort of by year 3, I had my sort of existential crisis where we had moved into this house here. And 6 months later, we had an attic fire caused by some home renos going wrong. And so that was a big wake-up call and makes you sort of reevaluate things and go into that really panic mode. And really, you really do. You're forcing to be woken up and to change and reevaluate. What do I want? What do I not want? So that's some of the kind of things you may experience. And the other thing is, you might experience that are sort of those similar things that with a career or things that you don't want to do, that's really time to make a change. The traffic gets harder. You're late. You have difficult coworkers, difficult boss. Things get amped up. Your car has trouble. Things in your job change, not for the better. You start complaining. You feel tired. You start numbing out with TV, shopping, drinking food, substances. You continue to keep going and doing the same thing. ignoring your inner being, and you can feel this in your body. And so the whispers get louder, moving into chaos or an existential crisis, and you'll have unusual situations happen, like a car accident, illness. You feel resistant to your calling. And if you listen to your inner being, then you can create the change. But if you're ignoring that, the things will just keep getting louder and louder and louder for you to create that change, because we're only supposed to be in certain periods of our life for a period of time and then move on to something else, because there is a higher purpose we have. And if we're ignoring it, things have to get louder for us to really listen. And this is known as suffering, when you're not listening to your inner being. And you need to trust yourself, because you do have the answers, and you may not know what the outcome is, but you'll know that you can trust yourself. And you can move through things faster and not suffer by just learning to accept and listen to yourself. So accept the change is here for your highest good. Whenever there's changes that are being whispered to you, know that it's here for your highest good. So one of the ways that some steps you can take to sort of get clear on what you want, if you're starting to have some of these whispers showing up, and grab a journal and a pen, get comfortable, meditate, focus on your breath, closing your eyes and breathe in for 5, hold for 5, out for 5, and hold for 5. And then breathing in for 8, hold for 8, out for 8, and then hold for 8. And then going back into your regular breathing. Just make sure it's slow and deep. And then place your hands over your heart and connect with your heart. And meditate on these questions. Ask yourself this: if there were no obstacles and I could have a magic wand, what do I want? What would I love in my daily life to look like and feel like? Who would be with me? What would the feeling be that I want to experience the most? And allow yourself to dream and explore with your heart. And then bring the awareness back into your body, opening up your eyes and journaling anything that comes up for you. And the more that you do this, the more you'll get clear. And this helps you to accept the things and release the resistance. And it is resistance that creates the suffering. So if you can be in your acceptance energy, your awakening will not feel so difficult. Acceptance will help your ego to feel safe as it's dying. So the resistance in your ego is just fighting to try and keep you safe. So it's not intended to harm you. It's just on its autopilot of keeping you safe, because that's its prime directive, your safety mechanism. So you may not need to go through a dark night of the soul if you're able to accept and trust yourself. So in the next video, we will talk about the dark night of the soul and what you may go through. So I hope you found that helpful, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and click on the bell to get notified when I post again. Thanks so much.